where the teacher is within 48 hours, so that he's able to account back to the Teacher Service Commission. Same with the accounting officer of the assembly. That's why no travel, I should know. Except for MCAs who deal with the speaker, in even seeking permission, they seek from the speaker.
Okay.
But again, I want to surprise you that even after the speaker said yes, the MCA can proceed to one or two things. The speaker informs the clerk again. Remember, you are the one even processing their salaries.
Okay.
So it's okay to my this process. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Now, Chirorchia Mechari is under accounting, and accounting does not mean to have key account.
Okay.
But you are the officer in charge. And authorized officer. Secondly, you are in charge of the staff. I have said that's what I was trying to mention. Now, staff, however, you're not in charge of them. You need to train them to be able to perform. You need to equip them. You need to resource them. Are you seeing that? So, we have various directorates. Here simply, you need to make sure that all these people who are working under this directorate, but were informed, so that you don't hire people to come and sit. Like in your system of the studio. Whoever is in charge of the machine has been trained along the machine. I am sure. You seated here as a journalist, you have been trained along. And any other course coming up for journalists is you to go so that you get updated, isn't it? Same with the other officers. That's what we do. So I'm in charge of the staff. As their head. I remember in the county assembly of Nyamira, and I lived all the years, they called me the captain. Well, I'm sure if I use the word captain, you're the captain of the ship, or you're captain of the team. You are part of them, yes, but you must give direction. So you manage the human resource, you manage money. I want to tell you, that is where the point of contention is. In all the assemblies, money management.
All right.
You have been given a budget, you prepare the budget for the assembly, you pass the budget, of course, for the whole executive again, it comes to you. The clerk has got a big role to play in it. So you must have the knowledge of making the budget, for the, even if you are receiving 10 billion or whatever. But I want to tell you, you don't have to do all these things. That's why you train the staff, so that they're able to do most of it as you come to the final bit of it. So you make the budget for the assembly, you make the budget for the executive, to work together with them. You have to train your staff to be able to assist in the oversight of the executive. That is why you will find even in the assembly we have engineers. What is the work of the engineer? Engineer is to go out with the MCAs to go and see the work the road has been done. To go and see a particular project. If it is water, we need an engineer for water. Otherwise, our honorable members might not understand all these things. They need somebody who will give them the details of what was supposed to be done, what the DQs. The clerk is the link to the outside world. The clerk. Even if it comes to from the village, even if it comes from international organizations, it ends up on the office of the clerk to receive it, record it, and direct it to where it's supposed to go. If it is supposed to go to the speaker's office and it can better be dealt in the speaker's office, he sends it there.
Okay.
But usually it will stay in a copy in the event you need it. If it's if it's a petition that has come from the village that we are not happy with this assembly, a petition will never be discussed without going through the clerk. The clerk is the one to check whether this petition that has been done by the public meets the threshold of a petition. I'm sorry to say, even if it's impeaching the governor, it just comes through the clerk. The clerk has to receive it and look at the law and advise accordingly. Even if it's impeaching the speaker, unfortunately, and I don't like that, it has to come to the clerk again. The clerk, remember, the speaker is your chairman, and then you will receive impeachment motion on him. It becomes a bit tricky, but it has to go through that. In other words, the systems recognize the clerk at the end. There are letters even the speaker might write, and they don't have meaning unless it is the clerk who has done it. Even clearing people to travel out of the country, can you believe it? It's the clerk to clear them.
Where?
Yes.
I want to be a clerk now.
Yeah. Work hard, please. It's the clerk to clear them. You might send letters to devolution ministry, to foreign ministry, embassies. Believe me, they will call back looking for the clerk. We have received this and this. Are you aware of it? You can even try. The other day we were traveling to Uganda with my MCAs, and because I was a bit late in clearing from office, they got stuck at the board at the border. Simply because the clerk has not arrived there to say they are supposed to proceed, particularly if you have not sent a letter ahead of you. So you must be there to either do it physically or give a letter. But you must have a card showing that you are the clerk all the time wherever you go. Yeah, so I don't know whether you are getting the picture I'm trying to paint, that it is the focal point. The clerk's office is the wheel that makes things move. If he is not aware of what is happening, things will not move. He must authorize them, because that's why I said it's the authorized office.
All right.
And the many others which come along the way, because management, you're the manager. Yes, from leadership.
The other thing that I would like to know is your role when it comes to the legislative process at the county assembly. What role do you play in facilitating them?
Good. Where does the law begin from? I think that's the question. Where does the law begin from? Laws start from what is called a policy.
Okay.
And that is where we have failed as counties. Those people have refused to understand the process of drafting laws.
All right.
When you are going to create a law that from today we want to vaccinate cows, there must be a policy that has been created by that department. The department that deals with livestock, for example. I'm giving an example, isn't it? There must be a policy. And then the policy spells out what we want to achieve at the end of the day, isn't it? But to achieve it, we must create a law in between.
All right.
That will make this policy work. So when the policy has come up, it comes to the House or to the clerk, and the clerk sends it to the House for understanding what they want. Then from there, the policy generates what is called a bill. A bill is a raw law, if I can use that. Right?
Yes.
It's just a document that has been written, but it has to go through some process to look like the law. At this point, this is where I need my legal department now. This is where I need the committee that deals with laws, legislative delegated authority, it's called like that. They study whether it makes sense in terms of the law. If you find that you are not sure, I must look for even people from outside who deal with drafting of the law.
Okay.
There is the Kenya Law Review Commission, remember?
Igobono bado wako bomo clerk nota kirutu knowledge
of the law.
Yes.
Even the process itself. Don't run away. You learn even on the job. Okay. Yes, you said you want to be one. You learn.
Yes, I am going to be one.
Yeah, you try it. But you must have that knowledge. But above all, you must be a manager. A manager in the sense you make other people work for you. That's why I said I must send them to trainings. This legal officer, I must send him to training to be ahead of me in terms of the law. Okay. This human resource officer must send him to trainings to be ahead of me so that he's able to advise me. So I want us to follow it so that we don't lose it what you asked. From the policy, it becomes a bill. And here the bill is where it has to be done well. If there is any lacking part that we are not sure what we have done, we contact people from even outside. You can go to other assemblies to see how they have done it. You can contact the Kenya Law Review Commission. They will assist you. They are there. You can contact any writer of the drafters of the law. And there are not many in this country. The law drafters are not many. Oh. Yes, even the lawyers, very few of them can draft the law. I knew very few of them, and the one that I've known since 2014 that I usually contact. When we are sure that it now looks like the law, then it has a process to go through in the House, so that at the end of the day, it becomes an act. Okay. It is now the law when it's called an act. Remember, it comes from a policy, a bill, and finally an act. Okay. That's why you hear the Act of Parliament, so the Act of the Assembly. When it is passed, it has now become a law to be used. But again, when it is becoming a law, we must send it back to the executive to be sure that if this is what they brought, if it came from there, is this what they want? Is this what they were looking for? Does it suffice? Because we are able to rework on it before it's going for printing. But it cannot become the law. All right. Until we sign what is called a ferrum.
Ferrum, mbona kisoge kengo machakere.
A ferrum ne form gete e allow it to be the law. Okay. Ige bwati section isa to chioka. Governor sign, Pika sign, no mo clerk ya sign.
Watato.
You see the commitment? It is 3 people.